Welcome back to The Bazaar, the channel that takes you to the strangest corners of the planet. In part 1, we uncovered fiery craters, mirror-like deserts, and rivers that boil with mystery. But the bizarre train doesn't stop there. In part 2, we're heading deeper into the unknown, from a lake so deadly it turns animals to stone, to an island that looks like it crash-landed from another world. These places defy logic, challenge science, and leave us with more questions than answers. So buckle up, because we're diving into 5 more of the most bizarre places on Earth. And trust us, you won't believe number 10. Let's begin. A natural wonder of geometric perfection. Located on the northeastern coast of Northern Ireland, the Giant's Causeway is made up of around 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, most of them perfectly hexagonal, rising like natural stepping stones along the coast and vanishing into the sea. At first glance, it's hard to believe nature created such precise geometric formations. The columns look man-made, like the ruins of an ancient alien temple. The scientific explanation. About 50 to 60 million years ago, during the Paleogene period, intense volcanic activity gripped the region. As molten basalt lava flowed to the surface and cooled rapidly, it contracted and cracked, forming fractures. These fractures extended vertically, creating the columnar structures seen today. The uniformity and angular precision of the columns are the result of cooling patterns, a natural phenomenon called columnar jointing. The legendary tale giants at war. But locals had a far more epic explanation. According to Irish mythology, the causeway was built by a giant named Fionn mac Cumhaill, or Finn McCool. Here's the tale. Fionn was challenged to a fight by a Scottish giant named Benandonner. Fionn built the stone causeway across the sea to reach Scotland and confront him. But when Fionn saw Benandonner, who was much larger than he expected, he fled back to Ireland. Fionn's clever wife disguised him as a baby, and when Benandonner saw the giant baby, he assumed the father must be massive. Terrified, Benandonner fled back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway behind him. This mythical duel gives the Giant's Causeway its name and mystique. Interestingly, similar basalt columns are found at Fingal's Cave in Scotland, feeding into the legend that the two were once connected by the causeway, built by giants. Mystical features on site. Some formations at the site are named for their shapes: the giant's boot, the chimney stacks, the wishing chair, and the giant's harp. Each one adds to the mythical atmosphere, blurring the line between geology and folklore. A UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, the Giant's Causeway is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited natural wonders in the UK and Ireland. Tourists are drawn to its bizarre beauty, but also the ancient stories that still echo through the stones. A forest made of stone. Deep in Yunnan Province, China, lies the Stone Forest, a vast, surreal expanse of towering limestone pillars, some reaching over 100 feet tall. From a distance, these jagged spires resemble a dense forest, but instead of trees, it's a labyrinth of rock sculpted over millions of years. This natural stone maze is so large it spans more than 193 square miles, creating a bizarre world of cliffs, caves, and stone trees. How it formed. Around 270 million years ago, the area that is now the Stone Forest was a shallow sea. Over time, layers of limestone built up from marine sediments. As tectonic forces uplifted the land and the sea dried up, wind, rain, and erosion went to work, carving, dissolving, and sculpting the limestone into towering karst formations. The result? A stone jungle with shapes resembling trees, animals, swords, and even castles, each more bizarre than the last. The legend of Ashima. Local folklore tells a romantic and tragic tale tied to the forest. The Yi people, an indigenous group from the region, believed the stone forest was formed by Ashima, a beautiful Yi girl. According to legend, Ashima was forbidden to marry the man she loved. She was pursued by a powerful local lord, but when she refused his advances, she was turned into stone. Her petrified figure still stands in the forest, guarding her homeland, and her spirit sings through the wind. To this day, the Yi people celebrate the Torch Festival in her honor, with dancing, fire, and song echoing through the forest. Bizarre formations and names. Many of the rock pillars have strange names based on their appearance: Sword Peak Pond, Lotus Peak, Stone Pagoda, and Mother and Son. These formations often defy gravity, leaning or balancing in impossible ways, feeding into myths of ancient giants, dragons, and magic. A World Heritage Site. In 2007, UNESCO declared the stone forest a World Heritage Site, calling it an exceptional example of karst topography. It draws visitors and scientists alike who marvel at its geological strangeness and cultural richness. A lake covered in spots. Located near Osoyoos in British Columbia, Spotted Lake, called Klyluk by indigenous peoples, is a small, shallow lake that turns into a bizarre mosaic of colorful spots during the summer. As the water evaporates in the heat, dozens to hundreds of circular patches form, varying in color, from white and yellow to green and blue, creating a polka-dotted alien landscape. It's one of the most visually surreal places on Earth. Why does it look like that? Spotted Lake is rich in minerals, especially magnesium sulfate, calcium and sodium sulfates, plus silver, titanium and even gold traces. In the summer, most of the lake water evaporates, and as it dries, the minerals crystallize, forming thick deposits that create the distinct spots. The color of each spot depends on which minerals are most concentrated in that particular area and how they reflect light. Some of the mineral deposits are so dense people can walk between the spots, making it feel like stepping on giant colorful lily pads in a lunar pond. Indigenous legend and sacred land. For the Okanagan Silex people, Spotted Lake is a sacred site. Known as Klyluk, the lake has been revered for centuries for its healing properties. The mineral-rich waters were believed to cure ailments, and warriors would bathe in its spots to heal wounds after battle. According to local legend, each spot holds spiritual power, and the lake was a place for prayer, reflection, and renewal. To honor this, the land was purchased by indigenous groups in 2001, ensuring it would be protected for future generations. Unusual features. The size and number of spots change daily depending on temperature and evaporation. Some of the spots rise above water level, forming small mineral islands. During winter and spring, the lake looks normal, hiding its bizarre transformation until summer, a bizarre tourist attraction. While Spotted Lake is off-limits to the public due to its sacred status, it can be viewed from a highway pull-off nearby. Visitors are drawn to its alien-like appearance, but also to the mystical energy many believe the lake holds. From lakes that spot themselves to forests made of solid stone, Earth never fails to shock us with its strange beauty. These bizarre places remind us that there's still so much we don't know about our own planet, and sometimes, the most alien worlds are right here on Earth. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until next time, stay curious, and stay bizarre.